Hello, everybody. It is CTR Manipulation Monday, and we're going to be talking about all things click-through rate manipulation. For obvious reasons, I'm sure many of you will have seen the contest or little bit of fun we've had over the last few days talking about CTR manipulation. And we have William Jones, and he is working hard with a specific tool, trying to get number one on YouTube for the term CTR manipulation. And he has firmly been put back down where he belongs in page 4, position 4, position 5, or whatever he may be. So we need to see if he's going to fight back, and if he can fight back. That is the thing that's going on. So obviously it's a game of CTR and anyone can win it. It's a game that, it is just going to be an ongoing fight, and I'm sure we'll all have a bit of fun with it as well. Elton Moose is here. This CTR contest is so fun to watch. Holly, I would love it if you'd done a live after this. I would absolutely love it, and I will even come and watch it. So, yes, do it. Tommy Finnan, CTR Monday. So, yeah, you're going to get CTR or CTR manipulations out your head. Kazi Farhan, keep this going, guys. Loving it. Randy Rodé, yeah, man. CTR manipulation, man. And Dan Jones, hi, Craig. So, obviously, you will have seen a little bit of back and forward, who ranks on top for the word CTR manipulation on YouTube. Now, people are posting screenshots. I wouldn't listen to me, Michael Bowes, or William Jones. No disrespect to either of them or myself, but you need to do the YouTube search yourself, because what is quite disturbing is people are saying, oh, yeah, I've logged into a VPS in China and I've put in a new 4G SIM card and, I'm number one. We need to know who's number one in reality, and that is where you guys can decide who's number one for CTR manipulation. Obviously, it does seem that people see different results in different countries and all that kind of stuff. And as I say, the story was William Jones was in his group saying he's taken over for CTR manipulation, which he did do. But click-through rate manipulation is one thing, and it is a game of who's going to throw the most at it. And, anyone can win. It's not a game of anything special. What I'd also say to people is potentially go and look organically in Google for CTR manipulation. You'll see how well or whose videos do well. And then make your decision from there as to what works and what doesn't. Of course, the most key ingredient of CTR is making it stick. You've also got to make sure that those videos stick there. Like this video just now, it's likely to shoot up near the top, and it will probably drift away depending on the level of engagement and stuff like that the video gets. So make sure that you do like this particular video, and I will talk to you a bit about what I've done. If you guys have got any questions on CTR manipulation, feel free to put them in here. So, I think many of you who watch my channel will have seen me and Chris Palmer and even Holly Starks on my podcast and stuff talk about CTR manipulation probably 8-9 months ago. And that was all good and well. Me and Chris had a little bit of an ongoing fight for it, just for fun. And obviously, William and Michael have come into the play in the last few weeks. Now, obviously, if we're not trying, they, of course, are going to win. But when both teams are trying, that is a good indicator as to who has the best strategy. And I don't know who's got the best strategy. That is I know what I do, and it's not just about clicks. It's not just about micro workers. It's about a multitude of different things, trying to get engagement, watch time, and everything else up. But you will also see a lot of the videos that I do also do rank organically on Google and on the video carousel. And that's something that the other strategy doesn't seem to achieve. So, what are you looking for to rank for a keyword that gets zero volume only in YouTube, just for shits and giggles and humor your own Facebook group? Or do you want to do it properly and rank well in Google and rank across the board for those particular search terms? And that's where I do think you have to throw a lot more than just the clicks and engagement at it. So when I seen that William and Michael, or Michael and William, or just William, backed up by Michael, or whatever the deal was there, I'm not entirely sure. But when I seen them up there, I gave it a good go and started to implement micro workers, started to implement getting engagement in YouTube groups. I sent an email out to my mailing list. I sent out a message to my push subscribers. I've done a paid Facebook ads. I also done some YouTube embeds on high authority websites and a whole bunch of other stuff. And that is why I was then able to get that position back, because I threw a lot at the wall and some of it will stick. And Holly is going to go live on hers in an hour. So make sure that you do go and check out Holly's as well, because as I say, I don't really have a vendetta against anyone by doing this. I think it's all about seeing whose strategies work well. And I actually had a chap, James Jernigan, hopefully that's how you say his name. He was up there as well, in position 2, or he was position 1 for ages as well for CTR Manipulation. I had a conversation with him, asked him how he was doing it. We were comparing strategies. We also compared our templates or orders that were given to people, and I found out that his was actually better than mine. And, in particular on the micro worker side of it, I've always struggled with micro workers because you can't force the people to watch. You can tell them to watch and you can trick them into thinking you're going to check it out and all that kind of stuff. But whether they do watch or not is a different story. And obviously, if you look at analytics and the average watch time, you're just like, you're not doing what I'm bloody paying you to do. And I know you're paying them peanuts, but his template addressed that, let's just say that. And I'm not going to give up exactly what he said, because that wouldn't be fair. But I learned something on that note, and that's something I've also been trying with, adapting my template. And thank you very much, Mr. Chase Rayner. And yeah, keep up the good work, dude. You too. Keep doing the good stuff, Chase. Hope all is well. And as I say, thank you very much for your wonderful donation. Every little bit helps. Farhan, yes, throwing the kitchen sink at it. Back in the days, you talked about CTR Booster as one of the tools that you were using for CTR manipulation. Back 6-7 months ago, do you think it offers the same value as back then? CTR Booster, I don't want to be dismissing someone else's tool. Now, I do use it, have used it, and of course I did mention it back then. However, I get a little bit of frustration when it comes to CTR Booster, because it's quite buggy. Now, when you go into the group and say, hey, man, that it's not doing what I'm asking it to do, you get told that your Chrome drivers are out of date, this is out of date, that's out of date. And I find that quite frustrating. It never seems to be their fault. So whilst the tool is a great tool, it's a little bit buggy right now. And I know a few friends that have recommended it too that have also run into some trouble. And it doesn't seem to be getting fixed that quickly. So it's not working that well for me just now. I'm getting fed up with it. It's too clunky and stuff like that. So that's the honest answer I can give you, Caitlin. If it works well again and gets rid of the bugs and it just does what it says it's going to do, then it's a great tool. I think that tool is very well, the functions and all that it's got, it is very good. It's all about the proxies you use with it. So just chase them up and try and get it figured out. But yeah, it doesn't always work for me, to be honest. Christina, what is the SEO effect for embed medium blog inside the website? Will it give any value to the traffic, and would you recommend to do this stuff? embedding, what would you be embedding in the Medium blog? Would it be a video? Would it be an iframe content? What are you trying to embed in there? Let me know that, Christina, and I will come back to you with an answer. And yes, mate, everyone's riding the CTR manipulation train right now. I love this. Yeah, it's a good fight, and as I say, nothing personal against anyone out there. You know, I like to see what works, and you know, I've learned a lot from someone like Holly Starks, and will continue to do so. You know, I'm by no means a YouTube expert, but I've picked up a lot from a lot of different people. One of them is Holly, and you know, I like to try different things, and I think, you know, the key thing is being open-minded and do not think one tool fits all is the key part. Test other things, and that's what I love about this game. You know, I had conversations with William Jones and stuff, and you know, we're just like, man, it'll be, you know, we'll learn from it as well. I don't want to be seen as I'm the best or you're the best or anything like that. You know, it is just a game of who's going to throw the most clicks and manipulation at it is going to win. There's nothing secretive about that. Although I'm pretty sure there are things that everyone can learn watching this. So yeah, it's all fun. And yeah, so here's the story. I was lying in a bath there chilling and grabbing an hour to myself and just chilling out, having a shave and all that stuff. And I was just checking the videos and all the stuff that people were talking about CTR manipulation. And up pops Holly Stark saying, "Oh, Chris has got #1 slot." And Chris Palmer just done a live, like just there. I don't even know if he's still on it, talking about different things to do with CTR. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a live as well. Because again, it takes another slot for me. And so yeah, I'm doing it, and Holly will be doing it in you know, shortly as well. So yeah, it's good to see, you know, things like that. But also, guys, what you need to take into consideration is that people can try this and, you know, they've got 400 followers, 4,000 followers or whatever. You need to remember click-through rate and engagement only works for a certain period of time until that stops. If I've got a bigger channel, it's likely that mine's is going to stick more because it's going to get more engagement than, you know, someone else's. And there's a lot of other things to take into consideration other than just the clicks and all that kind of stuff. So you also need to bear that in mind. NK Stones, do you use Viper for CTR manipulation or any other software? So no, I've not used, I have played with Viper. I don't have Viper. I don't have access to Viper just now. And so I've not got the ability to use Viper in this competition. And I'm competing, friendly competing with William Jones, who is using Viper, and Michael Bowes, who is behind the Viper. So in theory, the Viper is very, very good in terms of what it does. You know, getting the different IP addresses because it's installed in people's browsers and doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad tool, and people will have seen that I had a little debate with Michael the other week, and that's all water under the bridge. So yeah, I mean, it's a great tool. I just don't have access to it, and I'm using a different technique. So I'm not using any kind of bot traffic at all for this competition. Absolutely none at all. I would normally use something like CTR Booster, but I just find that's a bit funky just now. And I actually did go to set it up and it didn't start. So I'll actually show you that, right? Give me a second. Let me show you CTR Booster. I did set it up for the video that ranks well for CTR manipulation is one that I talk about micro workers, and there's another one with me and Holly Starks, and I'm trying to push the two of them to try and achieve the top 2 slots for that particular search term. Obviously, guys like Chris Palmer and all that have nicked in and stolen a little slot there, and I'm sure Holly will come in and steal another slot. But give me a second, I'll just share this screen and show you why I get frustrated. So where is my share screen? I should know this because I do this every week. But Share screen. So here is my CTR Booster, and that's the two URLs of what I was trying to do. And you can see that I clicked start and nothing at all is happening. I was actually using Lloyd's mobile proxies for this test, but even if I stop and click start, I just cannot get CTR Booster to work. It just does not do anything. And I've actually got the enterprise version of CTR Booster. And ever since I upgraded to that, I just can't get nothing to work. And that's supposed to be the better version where you can have up to 20 concurrent projects. So you can see there, I don't actually have CTR Booster running or any other bot for that matter. It would have been Viper or CTR Booster or something similar. But as I said, I don't have access to Viper. And that's the truth of that there. So I've had to use other techniques to be able to do that. So that is the truth on that. But as I say, Viper, I'm not going to dismiss it. I think Michael's done a really good job with it, and it seems to do the job to some degree. But I want to give it a run for its money and use alternative strategies and mimic what that tool's doing. So that's the name of the game. Farhan, yeah, it does seem like a CTR battle to be number one. People's egos are involved, and no one will want to be beaten, and that's what I like to see. I actually like to see people that are, volatile and prepared to bite back and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's all good fun. Ali Batty. So the right alternative of CTR Booster, I don't know the answer to that just now. Maybe someone else in the chat can give us another alternative to CTR Booster. You do have Viper from Michael Bowes, but there's other tools out there. I'm sure there is, but I'm just not aware of them and don't use any other ones at the moment. But I'm going to actually try and get a custom one built. Back to Christina's question, though, quickly. I mean, the website wants a fast solution to the blog section, and thanks for synchronizing Medium articles, just publishing on Medium and having the same articles on the website blog to the website blog. Absolutely not, Christina, because if you publish a unique article to Medium, then Medium gets the credit. If you were to also publish that to your blog, then you're just not going to get a ranking for it because it looks like you've copied and pasted it from Medium, and Medium's a much more powerful website. And, I wouldn't use that strategy. Just have a website blog and build up the power and authority of that. If you do want a fast solution, of course you can simply just use Medium to drive traffic to your website, and you're using the power and authority of Medium in general to get your content ranking. But longer term, do you really want to be building up a nice big asset for Medium, or do you want to build up a nice asset for your own website? I think, I would much rather put the time, effort, and money that's involved in creating all that content and put it onto my own website. But if you want quick results, then you can literally, blog on Medium. Lots of people do it and use that to drive traffic to their main website. But try not posting Medium, then posting your blog. Is just it's a pointless exercise. I'm going to use SMM panel if you want to watch mine in an hour. Do check that out, guys. I would highly recommend for CTR Manipulation checking out Holly Starks. She is going live in an hour, and I'm sure many of you don't need an introduction to Holly Starks from me. Is an absolute beast at what she does, and I'm a massive fan of watching what Holly does, even though a lot of it's crazy, but we're all crazy, eh? So check her out in an hour. She's going to use SMM panel, and there's always something to be learned from that. Jordan, Holly Starks or Craig Campbell, is there a panda type of algo with YouTube ranking? If traffic and watches don't stay, I assume you probably have a low quality score and drop ranking. I can't answer that, but Holly might. But what I have noticed is I use vidIQ, and there's this thing on there that gives you your channel weight, and it will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or whatever. And I know that my weight, not this weight, has went up on my channel, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but obviously my body weight's went up as well. We sit in my fat ass doing videos all day, but Holly might be better asking that, because I'm still a rookie at this, Jordan. I'm just fudging along. I can churn out content all day long, but not as Holly does all that shit and tries it all out, so she knows exactly what's going on. I've learned so much from you guys already, and this will be the cherry on top. So yes, mate, hopefully, anything we can or have said in the past will give you some stuff. As I say, I regularly steal from Chris and Holly. Well, not steal, borrow. I've learned a lot from those guys myself, and will continue to do so. So that's what it's all about, mate. Just watching other people that are better than you doing these things. And as I say, that's why I watch these guys on a regular basis. Even when I'm lying in the bath trying to relax, I bloody still get dragged into watching it. So yeah, it's all fun and games. I like to give back with some Mon tips as well. Even though you guys are working in local SEO for YouTube, I feel like this works really well for highly competitive terms if done right. Holly's saying, I did some testing last night, and for live viewer, once the views drop, the video starts to drop. So I'm going to do this different this time around. Yeah. What the hell's CTRB, Randy? I'm not sure what CTRB is. Is that another bot? Yes, I was watching and I was keeping an eye. Randy's been happy with that overall. Zeno Poster still works very well, and you're not the only person to have said that, Holly. I think Brad and Mike, or one of them, mentioned that in another video as well, that they still use Zeno Poster, or it might even been you. So Craig, I think speaking to William Jones and stuff, he was only really going for YouTube, but I think the key, or what I've learned from Holly, and I hope Holly doesn't mind me saying this, is it's all good and well ranking on YouTube, but you want that fucker to pop onto page one organically, whether it's the video carousel, whether it's your blog post, and you'll be able to see if you Google CTR Booster organically. I think Wikipedia top, my blog is second, then there's a video carousel which has got a mixture of mines, Holly's, and various other videos that are talking about CTR manipulation. So for me, you want to dominate everything. There's, again, if we go back to the competition we had for digital market in Las Vegas, Holly came in and started popping images, popping news, popping this and that. And I think, there's a market for all of that stuff. It's all good and well saying, oh, I can rank an image. Anyone can rank an image using the power of Pinterest or something like that, or DeviantArt or whatever. But it's doing it on across the board. I think it's the most important thing. So for me, I want to dominate on them all, or be there or thereabouts. I don't need to dominate. I'm not going to sit here and waste weeks of time on a nothing keyword that probably doesn't bring me anything at all. So let's just also be reassured that once I have done what I've got to do here, and I will give it, so I have already given it some effort over the last few days, and I will continue to give it a bit of effort just for the fun of it. But what I would hate to see is someone popping back up in like 4 weeks' time going, yeah, I've taken it back, when no one's trying. Take the position when everyone's fighting for that battle, because if you don't and we all stop and then you come back in and boast about it, you're going to look foolish, because it's click-through rate manipulation. It just means that you're continuing to work in a term that doesn't bring you any money. So I will be focusing on making money and stuff like that. So that is the way I look at it. Farhan, how are you going to judge the winner? Can you hold the #1 position if everyone is doing a daily live? Listen, lives are going to pop up to near the top. That's just a fact. And then they probably will drift out depending on how many people watched it and how many people interacted with that particular video, and what else you do after that. But videos do tend to, drift out eventually, if someone's doing more frequent videos or whatever. So I'm certainly not going to be spending time holding on to #1 position for CTR manipulation. Absolutely not a hope in hell. It doesn't do anything. Half of the SEO world out there don't even know what that means, let alone be interested in it. So for me, it makes no monetary sense for me to focus any great deal of time and effort on that particular search term. It's, as I say, I'm big into learning about YouTube, and I'm big into learning what other people are doing that I'm not. And happy to hold my hands up and say I'm by no means the best YouTube SEO out there, but I think I'm doing not bad for myself, and I'll continue to learn and probe people and hopefully get the full formula one day. So there you go. And there Holly says it, I own the spot in Google. Holly owns a spot in Google Video, and I know Holly's going to probably come back and try and smash us all. As I say, I'm happy for that to happen as well. So yeah, it's all good. Randy Roday, CTR Booster, right. I was going to say that's what it was, but then I wasn't sure. How did you get the video to rank in the SERP? I've been able to rank in Google with microworkers, but not Google. Is that done with embeds? Ask Holly. I know how to do it. I bought Holly's course on it. Or Holly's last YouTube course. I think it was the one to look. I think it came out in about November or something. It was before Christmas. I'm not going to sit and disclose that because I'm not sure if she wants me to give that information away or not, but she can. Auto loop embeds. She said that, as I say, I'm not that guy that wants to give people's stuff away from their course. So yeah, she said it. So yeah, a bit of that, Dan, helps that pop into Google. So there you go. And right, that is the point. No one's even trying to rank for CTR manipulation. I hadn't been going for it for about 8 months, but it's fun being back. Holly starts is right though. Ranking for something like weight loss. Before anyone wants to throw an insult, I know I need some of that as well. Or SEO that will bring traffic and clients. So Holly's right. Fight a good battle. You want to be going after big search terms. But I think, for anyone learning, I think going after CTR manipulation and so on, it's a great place to cut your teeth and have a bit of fun with other guys without it taking up too much time. And but long term, you want to be spending your time, effort, money, and all of that kind of stuff on the keywords that are going to bring in traffic and all that stuff. CTR manipulation helps you get ranked for search. If you want to get in recommended and suggested long term, you need to use playlist, and I've used the new live stream redirect feature. I have no idea what the new live stream redirect feature even means, but explain, because I'd love to hear more about that, because I have no clue what that even means. So didn't even know there was such a feature. So this keeps the traffic on your own content instead of right, yeah, I know what you mean now. This keeps the traffic on your own content instead of giving it away to competitors. So yeah, you want to make sure that you keep, and that's where when I was starting out my YouTube career last year, I was just throwing a lot of videos out there and hoping for the best and all that stuff. But now my YouTube person or video editor or whatever you want to call her is getting back in and making sure that the end screens and everything else are all on there, because again, once that video ends, I want them to go on to another video of mine. I do not want them just to go to someone else's channel and stuff. So you've got to make sure all of these wee things are in place just to try and maximize the traffic. And it's like anything, it's all these kind of small little things that go on to making a much bigger thing. But again, I'm still learning. I didn't even give that even consideration before, if I'm being honest. I just was like, video, bit of CTR, more videos. But then when you look back over it and you're like, what could I refine? And I've done Holly's YouTube course. I also bought another YouTube course from someone it was more talking about building a channel and building a brand in YouTube and taking into account all of that kind of stuff as well. The fast pace is just not going to work. There's more to it than that. Also, thumbnails are important to get organic traffic. Use unique colors that pop out against your competitors, and do not use YouTube theme colors either. I think that would probably be Chris Palmer's way of telling you that his thumbnails are unique, because his do stick out. They are crazy as hell. And talking about that guy, he just pops into the chat. So yes, Chris, I'm not letting you having top slot and running away with it on a Monday night. So I was in the bath watching you, Holly, put up on my Facebook, and she went, Chris has got it now. So I was like, fuck this, I'm doing a live as well. And yeah, so Holly is saying, Chris, come to Holly's in an hour. She's going to talk about her cell phones and all that stuff as well. So Holly's going for it as well. So I think all of us are going for it tonight, which is madness, but all good fun. Ali Batty, Holly starts, what do you mean by auto loop embeds, Dan? I'm going to let Holly explain again. Holly's got a course on this stuff, and I'm not sure how much she would actually want to give away for free on here. What you're probably better doing, Ali, is asking Holly nicely to tell you on her channel in an hour. Well, it'll be less than an hour now, because I've been live for 31 minutes. And I'm probably not going to stay live for an hour, Holly. I'm probably going to shoot in about 5 minutes, because I know there's not a lot of people want to hear much more about this. So I'm going to shoot in about 5 minutes, and then we can pop over to your channel and try and funnel people over there if you want to set yourself up, Holly. And Ali Batty, Holly has just come back with ask me in my video, and I will show you an example. That's not an offer you're going to get all the time, so make sure you do go over there. In about, let's say, 7 minutes, I'm going to finish up. I'm going to finish at 9:05 on here. So let's say 7 minutes, and then we'll see when Holly wants to start after that. But James Moore saying, look, Fanders needs to get a channel rocking. No, James, no. Keep lookout of it. We don't need any more people pissing in our pool here. So James can, sorry, not James. Luke can get lost. We don't want too much competition, because he knows what he's doing for sure, and I just can't be bothered fighting with another guy that knows what they're doing. So yeah, don't encourage that, man. Will you keep the video up so I can watch it tomorrow morning, Holly? It's past my bedtime, but I don't want to miss out. Haha. Where are you, Dan, out of curiosity? And James Moore is laughing. But if you've got any other questions you want to ask me about the CTR thing, as I said, for me, in order to push it, I was using the embeds that Holly suggested. I was using real traffic, Facebook ads, and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have access to the Viper, so trying to force as much real people onto the videos I possibly could was my method of doing it. And it's worked out all right. I changed my time to 3:10. So is that like 10 minutes from now? Right, so I'll just talk garbage for another 10 minutes. Jordan Pierce, LOL. Dan, it's 9 o'clock, man. To be honest, mate, I'm probably not that far off being ready for my bed as well. I'd be a liar if I said otherwise. But yeah, Holly is going to go. live in 10 minutes with StreamYard, and I think Holly uses the same software. You need to give them 10 minutes notice before you go live. James, we could actually just do a challenge for that, but man, the thing is, here is the thing you've got, James, right? So I'd just say me, Holly, and Chris were going to go for it, and it was a term like, I don't know, weight loss or something like that. It is literally a game of who is the craziest. Now, Holly Starks went to Las Vegas, which is 25-hour drive. I think she flew there, though, from where Holly stays in America, just to win a competition of, messing around for that particular search term. Now, do I really want to fight someone who's prepared to travel that far to play a game? Bear in mind, she didn't even get paid. There's no money at the end of that competition. She'd done that for a laugh. That is where I ain't fighting with Holly on shit like that, man, because she is relentless. I think Holly would literally walk to Vegas if she had to basically say, I've won, which I've got massive respect for. So you've got to pick and choose your battles wisely, James. And I've said it time and time again, I ain't fucking around with Holly, man. Let her win. If there was, 5 million in the pot waiting for us to win, I'd go toe-to-toe and fight her all day long. But but not for shits and giggles, man. Not for shits and giggles. No, definitely not. And Jordan saying, I would have liked to test Viper if it would have actually worked on my laptop. It worked all right for mine when I had access to it. And to be fair, not sure what problems they've got just now. Get a different laptop, Jordan. Short-term Jordan. So, yeah, I mean, as I say, I've tried it. It worked well on mine. And, I didn't actually, with that particular tool, you have to keep the organic traffic up. So I didn't actually, only use the Viper on any of the tests that I'd done with the Viper. I did throw everything else into the mix as well that I normally do. So it was very hard for Randy Rodet. You talk about relentless SEOs. So someone mentions a tool and Randy goes and buys it, which is, again, massive respect to Randy. But yeah, this is the thing. You've got people watching these videos and they just go out and I'll take your template, Holly. I'll take your template. I'm going to go and grab Zeno as well. Can't have Randy fucking chucking up at the top of YouTube for CTR Manipulation, and he's using Zeno. How funny would that be, Randy, if Randy ended up there as well? It's just fucking, and then various other guys like Live IRL Fan, he pops up and all that stuff. It's just going to be endless. Big up Colchester, Essex, Dan Jones from Leo Cook. Jordan Pierce has bought this tool called Bitcoin, Randy. You should get it. I'm pretty sure Randy would probably be into that. Oh no, I don't mess with Holly. Probably a wise choice, Randy. I actually make Holly sound out to be some monster. She's actually a really nice person, by the way. If anyone's watching, I'm only joking when I'm saying she's scary and all that. I mean, she is relentless. The majority of the stuff I've told people stories about when it comes to Holly are actually true. She is, by self-admission, off her head. But she is actually a really nice person. Just in case anyone thinks she is a big bad monster, she's actually a very, very nice person, into the bargain. But yeah, you're right, Andy. don't mess with her. If she comes after you, you are fucked. But I am going to get Zeno when Holly's on. I'm going to get this Zeno poster because I keep hearing people talking about it. And you know that way that you hear people talk about stuff and you're like, I'll check it out. And then you never do. That's exactly. I tried Zeno poster a long time ago. I think it was a long time ago. I don't even know if it's the same tool. Is it even the same tool? The one that's been out for like fucking 8-10 years or whatever. I'm pretty sure I used to have it. Threw it in the bin. I'm not sure if it's different or somebody's using a bit of that name or whatever. But anyone get any last questions on this CTR manipulation battle before I do jog off? And can you see a quote that's written behind my wall? He who is not courageous enough to take risk will accomplish nothing in life. Muhammad Ali. And that kind of also goes into the SEO world as well. Just test, just take shit on, do it. And I think I watched Holly Stark's in it. I'm not licking Holly's ass here, but she was on Chris Palmer's show earlier and he was talking about patents and all that. And Holly's like, I don't even read that shit. I don't read patents. I just fucking test shit out. And sometimes I think that's just what you've got to do in life in general. It is the way you've got to do things. Holly is the best. I just released my podcast with Holly today. An incredible background and great listening and getting to know her. I will have to have a listen in. Running the Bases with Holly Starks. Check it out. Really need a bot running it through instead. Who signed the football behind me? It was a Celtic versus Rangers game. And my brother-in-law played for Celtic at that time, and he got me a signed ball from it. And I've actually got loads of signed football tops and stuff, if you can see in the dark, up in the wall. I've got Man U, Barcelona, lots of different teams. Look at signed boxing gloves there as well, signed football boots. So I do collect a lot of football and boxing memorabilia, my two favourite sports. So that is what that is. I use Windows 98 with dial-up internet for my CTR. Actually, do you know what? You can half laugh at stuff like that. Do you know what I wish I could go back to? Windows 7. Before I got onto Macs, I was always a Windows lover, but after they'd done away with Windows 7, they tried to force you onto Windows 8, which was about 2012, 2013. I couldn't function with Windows 8. It was like having my fucking hands cut off. And ended up jumping over to a Mac, but I would be amazing to go back to the old Windows just for a laugh. Not sure about Windows 98, but Windows 7, man, was the last one that I could use. And after that, it just blew my brain. Absolutely blew my brain to the point where I had to get a Mac because it was just less cluttery. I just couldn't function at all. Didn't know where anything was on my desktop, and it literally probably dropped my work rate by about 80%. It's like you just do shit in your computer, bang, 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 bang. You don't even think about it. So yeah, Windows, you suck for doing that. But Macs are here now. They're just expensive as fuck. But never mind about that. But guys, literally, we are now going to. Well, I'm just going to chuck it now. We have given you a bit about the CTR manipulation. Hopefully killed a bit of time for you guys as well. But if you want to jump over to Holly Starks' channel, she will be going live in 1 minute and we can learn more on CTR manipulation, the phone stuff, the auto loop embeds and everything else over in Holly Starks' channel. So guys, jump over there and I will join in the chat over there as well and see what Holly's got to share. In fact, I've got one last thing. My method of using 200 phones with 200 1GB SIM cards that I've got. Then I have my cousin connect to the phones and manually search and engage. That sounds like a fucking heap of work, man, honestly. Jared Abbott, sure the person who designed Windows 8 is working at Denny's now. most likely. Crazy idea. But anyway, guys, go over to Holly's channel, give it a bit of love over there, and thank you everyone who came along to watch. Appreciate it.